Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and all the core gamers out there. CAJ Man 777 here, welcoming you back to Monster Hunter Double Cross. In the last episode, we challenged a Gamuto for the first time to a fight and came out on top, still with 0 deaths in the Monster Hunter series. That's right, you've heard me right. We've taken on all 4 of the Fated 4 and have not fainted one time yet in this series. Probably because I said that I'm going to faint probably within the next 5 episodes, but you know what? I don't think it's going to be in this episode, because in this episode, we're going to be fighting a Gypsaros, a monster that I've already encountered on a Harvest Tour, but you don't get a cutscene for it if you encounter it first on a Harvest Tour. So, without further ado, let's go right into the hunt. And before we get into the hunt, of course, I'd like to give a quick shout out to all of our Patreon donators, Jazzy Floof, Valentine Blaze, MickeyPhorGens, MaddiLeigh, and Kitty Cat for their continued support to the channel. Thank you very much, guys, for that. So, where are we hunting the Gypsaros, you may ask? Well, we're in the marshlands, a very, very cool area that I really like fighting a lot of the monsters in. And you may notice, above my name, in the upper left, there's a bar that you have not seen before. That is because on this hunt, I am now playing Brave Style Longsword. One of the new styles in the game, the Brave Style. It's a very, very, very cool style. And you guys are really looking forward to some amazing damage and just some really cool combos with the Brave Style. Essentially, Brave Style does take away some of my moves that I do have. Like, for example, I cannot do the round side slash. I cannot do, like, I can't slash, and then I can't do the side sweeping slash. I can only do the side sweeping slash when my Brave gauge is filled. But right there, what you saw there, this is called Brave Stance. Essentially, it does drain your health a little bit, but if you're hit by a monster attack during Brave Stance, you do get essentially what is a backwards adept dodge. And there he is, the Gypsaros. So, as you just saw in that cutscene, that flint on the Gypsaros' head is not just for show. He can bang it on his beak to create flash bombs. Now, unfortunately, because he can create flash bombs using his beak, we're going to have a very interesting fight ahead of us. He has a rubber tail, and he does inflict the element of poison, which is an abnormal status, which is why I brought antidotes for this hunt. And as you can tell, I cannot do the around slash in any way, so all I have to do is rely on my old style Monster Hunter knowledge and just do some standard rolls out of the way in standard guild style. That is until we get into Brave Style. Now, if I activate Brave Stance here, you notice that I backed out of it, and I did get a little bit on my Brave gauge filled as well using the Brave Style stance. It does indeed fill your gauge. You are using a little bit of health to obviously activate the Brave Stance, but it does indeed give you a free dodge. Now, the one disadvantage to Brave Style is that if you want to put your weapon away, you have to go through the Brave Stance animation first, which can eat up a little bit of time if you are not careful, but if you time, obviously, you're putting away your weapon properly, that is not a problem. So I'm actually going to go into Brave Stance here. Should be able to dodge it, no problem, and you can come back and hit him with a very powerful counterattack. Oh, and I let go of Brave Stance, unfortunately, and the Gypsaros decided to take advantage of that and shoot some poison at me and stun me. Unfortunately, did not get poisoned, though. Unfortunately, that is fortunate that I did not get poisoned, but we're going to try and fill up our Brave gauge as fast as possible here. As you can tell, unfortunately, I did get the after effect of the poisoning, which I actually wasn't expecting there, and it just poisoned me again. Welcome to Monster Hunter, folks, where after you cure an ailment on yourself, it happens again. That's Monster Hunter. Is it already leaving? I was going to say, if Gypsaros is already leaving, we're going to have a little bit of a problem here. But Gypsaros, another flying Wyvern class monster, still acts as a cut queue. Did it really poison me again? Oh, and I'm stunned. So I'm poisoned and stunned. This fight is not going well. No. I didn't think so. Now I've got the Brave gauge. Now you guys are going to start seeing some ridiculous combos. The Brave gauge is stupidly powerful, and you can combo back off of the Brave style attacks. as well. So I'm going to get this blade sharpened as fast as possible before Gypsyros decides to hit me. Did you take something? You stole something from me, didn't you, just now? How dare you? You are rude, sir. I didn't expect to do that. But as you can notice, my spirit gauge on my blade is now blue. But I can do some amazingly powerful combos along with it. Now, the Gypsyros is also mad, and the reason I can tell that is because of his eyes. His eyes have turned bloodshot red. And during the Gypsyros getting angry, all of his beak attacks create poison now, which, you know, that's never fun. It never used to do that, but no, it creates poison. So I gotta be really careful on how I fight now. And we're going to try and get a Brave style combo in here. We're going to try and finish off. What I want to do is I want to fill my gauge. Oh, unfortunately, I was not facing the right direction to avoid the Gypsyros that time. Now, the Gypsyros, he's a weird monster, but there's a reason for that. The Gypsyros is made of rubber. As you can tell probably just by his hide, he is a very weird monster in general because he is made of rubber. Anyways, this is the awesome Brave combo I was telling you about. Look at the damage on that, by the way. The Gypsyros is made of rubber. What does that mean if the Gypsyros is made of rubber? Well, that means the Gypsyros, fun fact, is one of the few monsters actually immune to traps. Specifically, the Gypsyros is immune to a shock trap. He can literally walk right over it and nothing will happen because of his rubber hide, which is very, very cool and a very nice addition to the Gypsyros as a monster in general. And it's kind of neat that, you know, each monster has their own unique little gimmick, and the Gypsyros is being... Yeah, the Gypsyros' gimmick is being rubber and obviously being able to stun prey, which is the fun part. Because, you know, no one likes getting stunned on prey. Really? You just did that twice in a row. Really, Gypsyros? So my Brave gauge is actually almost back to normal. Which I don't want it being back to normal because obviously when my Brave gauge goes back to normal, I don't get to do all my fun stuff. So I'm going to stand as far away from the Gypsyros as possible here. Because if you're not looking at the flash attack, you'll be fine. As long as you're not looking at it. If you do look at it, on the other hand, if you do look at the flash attack, on the other hand, you'll get stunned, unfortunately. But that's okay. Obviously, putting the weapon away is the most annoying part of Brave style. And it's a fun style if you have your weapon out. But, I mean, if you don't have your weapon out, it's not as fun. Because you kind of have to... You kind of have to just slightly roll toward the monsters now and kind of run at them. Now, I don't really have a problem with that on my longsword because obviously the longsword, it's a longsword. It's got reach. There's nothing wrong with having a longsword for a weapon, indeed. And I just actually broke the Gypsyros' crest there, as you can tell. Now, because of that, next time the Gypsyros tries to go for the flash attack, the Gypsyros will not be able to do the flash attack. That's right, Gypsyros. Get out of the sky. Nobody wants you in that sky. And we're going to try and hit him with the Sakura Slash. And yes, I can still get the gauges. And the Gypsyros is already limping away, which is very nice. Now, the reason I brought the ice weapon, I'm pretty sure the Gypsyros is indeed weak to ice. Obviously, I'll be checking that after this hunt. But for you guys, because through the power of editing, I can just put a message on screen right now saying whether the Gypsyros is actually, you know, weak to ice or not. So here's the message on screen right now for you guys. Anyways, I went into the wrong cave. We don't want to go to the freezing cave. There are freezing caves in the marshlands that you do need a hot drink for, and it's good for getting stuff. It's good for getting like all your it's good for getting light crystals in these low rank caves. But obviously in higher ranks, it's a lot better to get those crystals and everything. But pretty sure Gypsyros is weak to ice, and I'll check at the end of the episode myself. That's why I brought the ice weapon. But I did want to show off Brave style longsword. Now, I'm not as used to Brave style as I am to Bushido style, but I do have to say Brave style is one of the more fun styles in the game. I would say you do have to rely on some of your Monster Hunter skill, of course, in order to pull Brave style off properly. But pulled off properly, Brave style is probably one of the best styles in the game. I would say, and it was even an added style in the game. My favorite two, the two styles that are easily the most fun to play in this game, I would have to say are Brave and Aerial in that order. Brave style just has something that Aerial style doesn't. Now, don't get me wrong, Aerial dual blades is just broken as all hell, and it's a great time, but Brave Style's new and exciting, and it really changes the way you have to play in some games. Now, here's Gypsyros going for that stupid flash attack, which he's not going to be able to do, but notice how the quest wasn't complete. The Gypsyros has one more trick up his sleeve, and that is the Gypsyros can fake his own death. Now, the problem is I broke the crest on his head, so I actually won't know when he wakes up, but if you did not break the crest on his head, the thing with the Gypsyros is the Gypsyros would, I can't think of the words, but the Gypsyros, the crest on the Gypsyros' head would start flashing, and it would flash faster and faster, and then once it stopped flashing, it would get up and do the attack he saw, that you guys saw right there. And here he goes, going for the stupid flash again. I've once had the Gypsyros do his fake death 5 times on me. I really hope we don't have that problem, but when the Gypsyros is in limping and health range, anytime he wants to pull off that fake death, he can, but not today, Gypsyros. Not a second fake death for you. Get him out of here. Put my weapon away, and that's the hunt in the bag right there. Carve up that monster. I want his parts. Easy and simple hunt, they said, and it really is. I don't think did I use a single potion in that hunt? I think I used 1. I used none. So that's even better. So I love the Brave Style combo. Also, I forgot to mention, once you go back into the Brave Style swing, you can immediately start doing the sword slashes again. But what you don't get is you don't get the R attack after a round slash like I'm doing right here. Like, I'll do this, and then I'll press R, and I don't go forward with the slash. That is exclusive to a certain style in the game. We're also going to pick up the shiny, because I noticed there was a shiny on the ground here. And I think that was a Wyvern tier? Yeah, unfortunately, that was a Wyvern tier. There is a chance Gypsyros can drop a light crystal, but we got 2 dash extract and a hide from the Gypsyros for that hunt. That was just off the carves and the shiny drops. But there is more. There's a lot more that we can check. And obviously, we're going to go check that right now. There is a chance Gypsyros can drop light crystal, and they did indeed drop the light crystal. Very nice. I kind of needed some more light crystal. And I got a Gypsyros head as well. That is a rare drop that you don't get often in low rank, but I will gladly take all the rewards that I got for that hunt. And that is the Gypsyros down. That is my cat at level 19, and we are going to indeed save the game. Because, you know, why wouldn't you want to save the game after a hunt like that? Only if there's a cutscene, a special cutscene, and the video corrupts do I have a problem. Because with Monster Hunter, I can hunt over and over. But I'm going to go check the Gypsyros armor really quick. I'll be able to check right now. Gypsyros parts. This is not his armor. Do not tell me this is his armor. Is that really the Gypsyros armor? That's Iodrome. Where is the Gypsyros armor? Don't tell me he's actually... Don't tell me this is... That looks kind of cool. I never noticed the Velocidrome armor before. That looks really neat. But where is... I know it's here. Oh, I forgot to mention. We got Gamudo parts from the last hunt as well. So this is what the Gamudo's waistplate looks like. That's Kizu. Yeah, that's Gypsyros armor. You can see the weaknesses he has. And I was correct. The Gypsyros was weak to ice. He's not as weak to ice as he is to fire, though, unfortunately. Probably should have thought about bringing a fire weapon, but the thing is, my fire weapon is a great sword right now, and I didn't want to be bringing that. So we have one last thing to check, and that is to talk to the chief of Burna Village right now, and see what he has to say for us, possibly into the next episode, and obviously because of our next hunt. So let's see what the chief of Burna has to say, and here we go. Once I talk to him. Where are you, buddy? There you are. And let's see what he has to say. Open my translator app. And he says, oh, okay, there's an urgent quest. And we're going to be hunting. It's a night survey there was a night survey when the monster attacked. The name of the monster is still in Japanese. But it does translate as nocturnal bird. So I know what we are going to be fighting next. And I will save the monster's name for the next episode, ladies and gentlemen. So until then, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Monster Hunter Double Cross, and I will see you guys in the next one. Stay safe, everybody.